How's it going, guys? It's MetaGames here, and we are here with first of many Edison deck profiles. The Edison format for Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a fabled format that had a lot of diversity and a lot of people are getting into as of recently, including myself, ever since getting back into this game with Master Duel. So today we're going to be showing off my first Edison deck. We got a few more coming, and also there's going to be an Edison tournament at my locals hopefully this month. So we'll be taking one of those two decks. Pretty sure it's going to be this deck. Don't want to give away too much. However, this is going to be close to the build that I run. This is my favorite deck of all time, Lightsworn. I've played this in any format that's been somewhat viable. It has consistently my favorite cards. It was from one of my favorite eras of Yu-Gi-Oh that I remember fondly, where I was actually doing YouTube videos on 2009 when Light of Destruction came out and Phantom Darkness. So I'm kind of sad I deleted all those videos, but we're out here. So now we got the 43 card Lightsworn deck, so we're going to start off with that. Two Judgment Dragons, it's what the deck is completely based on. This is one of the best cards, and there's a reason why it's at 2 in that format. I think it went to 1 actually shortly after. This card is just, if you resolve it, you basically win the game for the most part, because it has a chainable destroy all on the field when it's summoned. So, and whenever you want after that. It's a incredible card. It's why this deck is still viable in Edison, honestly. So those, now we're going to show off the Lightsworn engine. We'll go with one Lumina. This card's basically the best Lightsworn card. It is a Monster Reborn, discard 1, and there's a reason why it's at 1 in Edison. So we're kind of doing a build with a lot of different names. One Arcus, but it's kind of standard ratios, to be honest. One Jane, it's kind of like whatever. I just kind of run it for the name. Aaron, actually pretty decent against the monsters that because people actually used to set monsters in this format. Those are the one-ofs. I mean, I would like to run a Garoth. I've thought about running a Garoth, but currently not running a Garoth. So now we have two Lila. So Lila's one of the better Lightsworns because she has a pop back row, and then she mills 3, so she just does a lot. These other Lightsworns kind of are like whatever besides Lumina. I mean, Arcus kind of is just there for the name. It can come up his effect. But she's a powerhouse like Lumina. So we only run 2 of her, though. You don't really need 3. 3 Wolf. This is a card you always want to see milled. It's also a pretty good target for Solar Recharge or Monster Reincarnation. It just clogs in your hand, though, so that's why it's one of the better cards. But you do want to max at 3. It's just a great card to mill. 2100 beat stick. We love Wolf. And then another one of the better Lightsworns, 2 Raikou. It's basically Man-Eater Bug on steroids. It mills 3 and pops 1. Just a very good card. I've thought about running the one Beaver card that I see a lot of people in this format run. I haven't done it yet, though. 3 Celestia. It's a fairy, so we max out on it since we're running a little bit of a fairy engine. And also, it's basically a monarch. It just, when it's summoned, you pop 2 and then mill 4. It's just an incredible card, and 2300 is nothing to scoff at in this format. And now we're getting into the fairy stuff. One-dimensional alchemist. This card's kind of random. I didn't run it back in the day, but it's really good, especially since I'm running Gold Sarcophagus. So cards get banished a lot, and it's just going to float for you for the most part. Your opponent needs to, this isn't 2022, like it's actually kind of hard to get over that. Floating effect. 2 Honest. I wish these were ghost rares. Like, I'm going to have a max rarity Lightsworn deck eventually, my friends. It's just going to take a lot of money. 2 Honest. We love Honest. It's one of my favorite cards of all time. It was relevant even until 2014, like with Boojins and Lightsworn. It's just a great card. It's one of the OG hand traps. You just get to run over anything with any of your Lightsworns, and you max out on them for the fairy engine. And then obviously a Archlord Christia. It's basically the Dark Arm Dragon of fairies. I like it a lot. I wish I could run Dad, but there's so many. The Celestias mix with it pretty well, plus a Consecrated Light, which is quite a good card. You run 2 other in the side deck. It's just you basically win against blackwings once this is put up. It's almost an instant scoop most of the time since they don't run anything else but darks. And then yeah, so that's the engine. I don't ever resolve Christia though, so I could see myself starting to cut a little bit of this engine if I ever want to play around. I would not miss it. Then one magical merchant's just a mill 5. It's basically a flip Curry Bandit, so we're gonna play that. One Plague Spreader Zombie, the best tuner in the game at this point. It's a level 8 synchro machine for days. It's actually your only tuner, which is funny when you run so many synchros. But yeah, this is the one tuner. And one Necro Garden, you basically, it's a really good card to mill. I've actually thought about running 2, but no, this is just it. And then one Gores. Gores is an incredible card in this format, especially in this deck, since you don't run solid cards that stay up face up like blackwing, so you can actually go away with running this. I thought about running Tragodia. That's probably next thing I'd add. And then one Card Trooper, just great card. It just mills 3 and then it floats most of the time. Wish I could run more. So those were the monsters. Now we're getting into the spells. 2 Gold Sarcophagus. This card's great. It just banishes the card, and then you're able to get off of basically just take a power card. And this format is all about resources, so you're always going to get the card from Gold Sark. You aren't going to flip by that time. So you usually just search one of your power spells or monsters. And then for the one-ofs, we have a ton of them since this format's all about one-ofs. 1 Giant Trunade for the back row. Here, we'll do that. 1 Giant Trunade, 1 Heavy Storm for back row. We are not running MST in the stack. I've thought about it. My Body is a Shield. I think I could cut this, but it's not bad to have like one of these. Plus, it's a quick play. I think it's actually quite a versatile card. 1 Foolish Burial. Just incredible card in this deck. You can just get free Wolf Summon or just mill Plague Spreader, 1 Cold Wave, just a win all, just go for game kind of card. With back row, you can see why the card was shortly banned after. 1 Brain Control. We love Brain Control. It's go for game kind of card. That's the theme with all these one-ofs. They're go for game kind of cards. 1 Pot of Avarice. You can always resolve this. It's a really good card in this deck. And then 1 Monster Reincarnation. I run 1 of this and 1 Beckoning Light. I'm debating on the ratios. I could go for 2 for this and then 0 Beckoning Light. 1 charge of, and then here are the Lightsworn spell cards. 1 charge of Light Brigade, the best spell card in the deck, bar none. I search off of Gold Sarco a lot of the times, actually. And then 3 Solar Recharge. This is just de-draw for the deck, plus you get mills. You want to see these 4 cards. If you see these 4 cards plus a Lightsworn, you are chilling. So then here are the traps. Not too much to say. 2D Prison, these are for Stardust Dragon. Specifically Stardust Dragon. Like, I would be running Mirror Force if not for Stardust Dragon. This deck does not like Stardust Dragon. And then 1 Call of the Haunted. It's basically Monster Reborn, but on your opponent's turn. So that's why it's there. You're milling a lot, lots of monsters. And then 1 Beckoning Light to try to modulate your hands a little bit. I don't like 2. I feel like 2 gets a little bit bricky. So that was the main deck. 43 cards, I believe. 1 Gorse token. And here's the extra deck into the side deck. 1 Mistworm. That is a level 9. Yeah, it's kind of hard to summon, but you see it a little bit. Thought Ruler Archfiend doesn't it's really when you've exhausted your level 8s or need life. It's not really that great. That's the theme of the extra deck monsters in Edison. Like, I think Jeff Jones was saying this on his Twitter the other day. Like, basically, all the synchros suck. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. It's just there. I mean, we'll see the more I play Edison how much these guys go up. Like, Colossal Fighter is used a lot, actually. Like, I love Colossal Fighter in Edison. It's actually quite a good card. It's usually, like, the biggest monster you can make that's a level 8. So that's why it's good. Also against, like, warrior decks. One Stardust. I could see myself upping it to 2. I probably should. It's just that I'm trying out some other things. One Arcanite Magician, incredible card. I love this in Shadal's back in the day, and I get to run it here. Doesn't really come out that often, but it's there. You have to kind of do Plague plus Celestia for it. And then one Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't know how I feel about this card. I'm gonna have to test with it. It's basically because I get into a situation where I can make a level 7 and I don't want to make Black Rose. So this is the other situation that I would rather do it with. Plus the extra normal summon's pretty good. So I think I'm going to run it for right now, but that could be the other Stardust Dragon. Level 6 is Brionic. Yugioh, basically the 2 best synchros in the deck. Yeah, like I'd say these 2 plus Black Rose are the 2 best or the 3 best synchros. If you're sending them out, like you're doing pretty good. Brionic's just like a game wiper. I didn't play in the format when Brionic came out, and I wouldn't have been able to afford him when he came out, but like this card's ridiculous. And same with Yugioh. Like, why is it a 2800 card on a level 6? Like, just crazy cards. And here are the shitty synchros. Flameveil Archetype. It's a piercer, I guess that's why we run it. One Tempest Magician. This card's interesting because you can discard cards with it and then burn for game. So it has some applications, especially to go for game. It's almost like a go for game card. One Magical Android for the level 5s, though. Those were my 2 level 6s. And then one Ally of Justice. This card's actually pretty good. Magical Android's just like whatever. It's just really there to fill space. I don't think I will ever go into it unless I get into the grindiest of games. One Chimera Tech, Fortress Dragon also is the 15th extra deck card because of the fact that we run 2 Cyber Dragons in the side. So that was the extra deck. Here's the side deck. 2 DD Crow. Thought about running 3, honestly. This is just a crazy card against Plague Spreader Zombie and other graveyard shenanigans. Just great card now, great card back then. 2 Consecrated Light to fill out the 3. This is just like your dark side in. Just incredible crazy card. They usually do side in like something to get over this though in game 2 and 3. However, like you just cannot get away with not running this. This is single-handedly the best card in the side deck. 2 Cyber Dragon. It's just really good against the gadget deck. So we run this. Great cards. I mean, really just side them in anytime you go second. 1 System of a Down, no System Down. I wish this was 2, to be honest, but I'm just testing 1 since I only have 1. 2 Noblemen for basically going second to get rid of those pesky flips like against Lightsworn and stuff like that, so you aren't triggering Raikos. Other My Body and Starlight when you're going against a lot of destruction. I think this might be a little bit overkill, but I like Starlight Road a lot. I think it's really good, especially for like the mirror match. 1 Torrential. Here's the last 4 cards. 2 Royal Decree. 2 Torrential Tribute, or 1 Torrential Tribute. This card's just for going first. This card's just for going first too. Basically against any deck but Lightsworn, and then 1 Trap Dust Shoot for going first. To hopefully rip a card from the hand if you draw or not. This card could, these 2 cards could potentially be sided. I want something more impact, like running more copies. Like I can't do more copies of Royal Decree, obviously, but that's why we're running it, because we can run 2. So there's somewhat consistency of seeing it. So that was my Lightsworn deck, boys and girls. I hope you enjoy it for Edison format. If you did, please in the comments below let me know what Edison deck you guys are playing this format. What do you guys think of Lightsworns? You know, this is one of my favorite decks, so I'm glad I was able to build this. The next deck I will be posting, the next deck profile will be on my Blackwing Lightsworn deck. Perhaps the Goat deck. I have those 2 profiles coming. I'd like to also do my friend's Crystal Beast deck eventually. And hopefully I will be, and then I'll obviously be continuing on with dueling videos. I really appreciate the support so far. I'm going to be doing this thing for the next year. I'm going to see how we're doing at the end of it. We're going to try to hit 1,000 subscribers, guys, by the end of this year. So hopefully we can get there. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below, or dislike the video. Honestly, I want any feedback. I want to know how I can get better. So if you made it this far, just leave a rating, leave a comment to show that your support. I will be talking to you guys later. MetaGames signing out.